Good evening, guys. I'm finally able to make another video. There's some crazy moves going on in the market, in the stock market in particular, and also in the Bitcoin and crypto markets. So yeah, let's go over the charts and see what happens and see if we can still say, yeah, there's hope for a bull market, or if we are starting to see the beginning of a bear market actually. So let's check the main chart. In Bitcoin, what happened in the last week, the last 5 days, we saw the bounce up back to our range highs with the news of the strategic reserve, US strategic reserve in Bitcoin. And here you see it, Donald Trump posted. And although the US is not buying any new cryptocurrency, it's still really bullish news, because for the investment advisors or for the I would say, yeah, for the banks and for corporate and banks, it's really important to have like the backing of a huge state like the US. And so even though they don't immediately buy Bitcoin, the news that the US is holding as strategic reserves in Bitcoin is really good news long term for Bitcoin. But what did we see? The price pumped into the news, rejected 2 times actually at our range, and then went down, so that doesn't look good at all. One thing that's interesting, we said that we have 2 possible cycle counts, and we had a perfect 60-day low here with the first cycle, but I still kept the second option here, and what we saw is now we have a lower low here, but it's still in the other option. So this is 61 days, and I kept both options here because I was not sure what's gonna happen. And yeah, so far the hope or the line in the sand is that, yeah, the second option was the correct one, and now we found our cycle low, so our weekly and monthly cycle low actually, and now we should go higher together with the stock market to still have a bull market. But yeah, price action really doesn't look good, especially with the stocks. I will show you the S&P chart later. But yeah, that's the hopium right now, that we have this count in play. We found our cycle low, and now we blast off. Also, we need to see strength in the stock market. 2 things I want to show you generally. The global liquidity, which is closely correlated to the Bitcoin price, is actually sharply moving up in the last weeks, and Bitcoin has a lag, about a 10-week lag, between the money supply and the liquidity and the Bitcoin price. So if that remains true, if that's still a correct correlation, then this was actually pretty close to the liquidity, and we could maybe see upside moves and new all-time highs, and also the bull market still going on. So that's an interesting thing to keep in mind. Liquidity is really important for Bitcoin and the markets. Another interesting thing happened. The DXY, the dollar index, took a really massive hit a few days back, and it was a 4 standard deviation event, so the price moved 4 times the standard move deviation to the downside, and that happens extremely rarely. And you see here on the chart when it happened, so it happened 3 times, and the Bitcoin chart is overlaid. And the 3 times before, when the dollar index fell down that much, it was basically always a great time for Bitcoin afterwards. So it was basically in the bear market lows or in the COVID crash, and now we had it right now. So these would be 2 positive and bullish indicators that we could have maybe found our cycle low now and could see strong upside coming up. So I hope this will happen, but it's not sure because a lot of other things look really bad right now. And yeah, we have to keep this in mind. But there's a really clear invalidation I want to show you. So here you see the chart of the tweets. So it still would be really plausible with all these tweets and all the hype up here, that's actually the top. And also with this move here, breakdown, retest and resumption lower, the chances are increasing or increased a lot that we already have a bear market, or this is the start of a bear market. There's one thing I found which is interesting, and that's on the weekly chart. If my program wants to load. One second, please. Oh, let's just switch here. Okay. The 30 weekly moving average. And in the prior bull markets, Bitcoin never closed a weekly candle in the bull market underneath the 30 moving average. So if you check the Bitcoin chart and you draw the weekly 30 moving average, that's a clear invalidation basically for the bull market or the bear market. So I can show you here, that's the white line that you see. And here in this bull market, we never closed a weekly candle, so that's weekly candles right now. And when we close a weekly candle below, that was a bear market, already started a bit before. Same the next cycle. Bull market held above, strongly above, closed down, bear market. The last cycle it was close. We basically closed here on more or less on the weekly moving average. We actually fell down the next week, but we closed above, so we basically held it. Still went above, and then with the first weekly closes to the downside, and then another weekly goes to the downside, that was the confirmation of the bear market. So what I'm actually looking right now, I was not sure with the cycle lows, and yeah, I said maybe if that's actually the cycle low, the daily and monthly one, we should not break it, but because we had the two possibilities of the cycle, this would still be normal. As I said, until the 16th of March is the time frame, and we are now perfectly in the second time frame. So what I'm now looking at is exactly the 30 weekly moving average. It's right now at around 75k, and if we close the weekly candle, that's important, the weekly candle close below, then yeah, the likelihood is really high that we started a bear market, and then I think I also will sell most of my spot positions in Bitcoin. So yeah, so far for Bitcoin, and of course what's happening with Bitcoin is also important for the rest of the market. For example, XRP. We had a cycle low time frame, actually didn't really hit it. We had a low a few days before, so I thought, yeah, that might be the low. Then we had the time frame, so from here 27 days to 33 days, because the cycles are 30 days, and now we have a low on the 36th day. So maybe because you see here, that was a short cycle with 25 days, and here it was 35 days, so in total it's 60. So it also can happen that you have a bit longer cycles. So maybe we actually could have found a low now with 36 days and would see some upside. So yeah, it all depends on what Bitcoin is doing, honestly. Let's see. Maybe we found our low here in the stock market and Bitcoin. But yeah, we have to see how it reacts out of the cycle low. If Bitcoin breaks the 30-day weekly and also breaks the structure down together with the stock market, then it's time to call a bear market actually. But yeah, we have to see, maybe this is actually the low. And if that's the case, we could expect some really nice gains and yeah, good upside moves from here. So let's see, let's be open. The other alts, a similar picture actually, went down here. CRV broke its cycle low, which is not a good sign, but is recovering pretty good right now with Bitcoin move up. And yeah, if we actually found the daily and weekly cycle low right now and are moving up, then yeah, the altcoins would be a really nice opportunity. But yeah, I would say, yeah, a bit more confirmation here. Actually, daily closes above this resistance line would be more would be better for a trade, less risk, and more confirmation that we actually went up. What I like to see is here, as you see the white line, I drew as a support line, so we had this liquidity zone and the white line here, and we touched it pretty much perfectly, went a bit lower and then have a nice move up. So yeah, let's hope that that's the move upwards. Okay, then quick look at chain link. Yeah, oh, does not look good. Also broke down the 786 together with the weakness in the market, but we held up here our support line in red. So yeah, let's also hope together with Bitcoin and the rest of the market that we can see strength, that we can move up and maybe get another leg higher or the last move higher in the bull market. Maybe this resistance is interesting to watch. If we have daily closes also above the 786 together with strength in the market, then this looks better. Until it breaks, if it just goes up here and then starts to fail more, then it doesn't look good. It looks more like a bear market. Yeah, so what's the reason for the sharp move down? It's basically stocks, because Bitcoin had pretty good news and stocks are, I think, even down more than Bitcoin in this time frame. As you see, it's an extremely sharp move down. I checked, it's the move down is even more rapid than during the COVID crash, so it's a crazy move down. And what I found is this fractal here. It was from the last top. So what did I do? I took this pattern here and just put it on, and it's a really similar structure, as you see. Let's quickly pull it up like this. We had here move down, a bit of chop, up here sharp move down, and then now if we continue with this pattern we should at least see a bounce, but the move down was extremely strong, so the market is telling us that yeah, it's moving down, so we have to respect that. I would say usually after this much of downside, this much of a move down, you should see a correction, normally to the 382. Yeah, but if it's that weak, then it can also just go to the 236 and then continue with the downside. Here, this support together with the 382 would be a level that is, I think, likely to be touched. So maybe we get a bounce up at least to here before continuing down. Hopefully we see more strength, and yeah, hopefully this is actually the cycle low, daily and weekly cycle low, because we are in the time frame right now. I think 39 days, normally would be 40 days, so it's actually perfect in the timing window. So yeah, from a cycle standpoint it is expected, but it's looking extremely weak. So yeah, you have to keep that in mind. You have to see the reaction in the next few days, and if it fails to break out and see some strength, or if we get a cycle low, can be today, can be tomorrow, lower here, maybe on this support line, and then we fail, so we need to see a bit of strength, a few days of green, not just one day. Would like to see a few days of green, bounce up. If we then fail the low, then that's confirmation, and that's a failed cycle low, and then we are really likely in the bear market. Also, as you see with the pattern from the last top, pretty similar, a bit of chop and then more downside to come. Yeah, so let's see what happens. Hopefully we get at least a bounce here to the 382 and to this level. Even better would be at least a bounce to backtest this support line as resistance, or if we can recover and get some strong moves up, would be really nice. If not, if we fail this cycle, then it's time to sell stocks, time to buy shorts, and maybe also time to get a RIX trade on. Another stock or stocks that are interesting are the crypto mining stocks. As we talked about, CleanSpark perfectly filled this gap from here and also had its low in the normal cycle time frame, as we talked I think last video already. And now it's holding because Bitcoin moved down quite a lot here in this time frame. It's holding up pretty strong. I mean, it moved down a lot, but right now it's holding up pretty strong. And I think if Bitcoin moves up, then this is looking like a really interesting trade opportunity, maybe. So yeah, let's see a few more days of confirmation, and then maybe we can look at something like this in CleanSpark and in altcoin positions. Also, the other one was Hive. I think Hive was quite a bit weaker than CleanSpark actually. Yeah, as you see, it didn't hold that good. It broke this cycle also to the downside. So yeah, CleanSpark is looking stronger than Hive, and yeah, for Hive we would need to see at least a break above this line. Also depending on what Bitcoin does, but also breaking above this 786 and also above the support and resistance line. Two things that are really strong right now is gold and silver, the precious metals. As we saw, we moved up, had a little move to the downside, which we talked about in the last video. So you see why the Fib levels are really important, and also together with the cycles. Moved down perfectly to the 0.5 and are now moving up and breaking this resistance decisively up. So I would say the process of the cycle low in gold is finished, and now we would expect new all-time highs in the coming weeks and days and higher prices. Same for silver, actually looking really similar. Had the cycle low time frame for the last weeks, perfectly went into the cycle low, broke out of this resistance. Then I think the last video I made here, I said yeah, it would be expected that we have some resistance here, maybe have a retracement back down. That's exactly what happened. Moved back down. Here draw the Fib retracement, move down at least to the 382, which is basic Fib theory, move down almost to the 0.5 and now have a great reaction up, and also are right now breaking up above this resistance line, also with a daily close. This looks really good, and same for silver. We would expect higher prices to come, strong price action, and yeah, maybe a good idea for a long trade. The next cycle low is beginning of April. So yeah, I already have silver positions, but I'm thinking about maybe adding some more silver positions actually. But looking good and also behaving pretty much exactly as planned, and really nice to see a breakout here. So yeah, so far for the video, the big thing to watch out is actually, yeah, how does the stock market react? Can we get a bit of relief, a little bounce at least, and maybe did we actually found our weekly and monthly cycle low? Because sentiment is extremely bearish here, so that would be a really nice fake out if we have more bull market, a few more months of bull market to come. Same with Bitcoin, would be a really nice fake out. A lot of retail investors sold all of their holdings, so yeah, it would also make sense to go up. But as we said, keep a look on the 30-day weekly moving average. Let's see on the structure, SPY and Bitcoin, what happens. And yeah, let's hope we can find some strength and continue the bull market. If not, if we have breakdowns and yeah, lose the structures, lose the cycle lows, then we can actually call the start of a bear market. So yeah, I hope I will be able to do another video soon. I have a lot of other stuff going on, but yeah, I hope you still have a really nice week, even with this price action, and a really great day, and see you in the next video. Bye.